Hello everyone, my name is Olaluwaju Muiz. Welcome to my Unit 7 final presentation for Introduction to Global Ethics. Today I'll be discussing adultery using Kant's deontological ethics. I will explain Kant's idea about duty, moral law, and the categorical imperative and show how they apply to this moral issue. These slides explain the ethical core of deontology. Kant believed morality should be based on reason and moral law, not emotions or personal desire. In deontology, actions are judged by whether they follow moral duty, not by whether the outcome is good or bad. This means morality should stay consistent for everyone. What is deontology? Deontology is a duty-based ethical theory created by Immanuel Kant. Unlike consequentialist theory, deontology does not judge action merely by results or consequences. Instead, Kant believed moral action should follow rational moral laws. So according to deontology, an action is moral when it is done from duty and follow universal principle. The scenario I choose is adultery. Adultery happens when a married person has a secret relationship outside their marriage. This action usually involves betrayal, dishonesty, and breaking promises made to a spouse. Now we will determine how Kant's ethics judge this kind of behavior. Opposing view. These slides introduce an opposing ethical view called consequentialism. Consequentialists focus mainly on outcome and consequences. Some people may argue that if an affair stays secret and nobody gets hurt, then it may not be morally wrong. They may believe the action is acceptable if it increases happiness or avoids suffering. However, Kant strongly disagrees with this way of thinking. The Kantian rebuttal. These slides explain Kant's response to consequentialism. Kant believed morality should never depend only on outcomes. According to him, an action only has moral worth when it is done from duty. Even if adultery produces pleasure or temporal happiness, Kant would still reject it because it involved dishonesty and broken promises. For Kant, morality is about doing what is right, not what is convenient. The universal law for formulation 1. These slides explain the first formulation of the categorical imperative, which is the formula of universal law. Kant says we should only act according to rules that we would want everyone else to follow. So we ask this question: what if everybody committed adultery whenever they wanted? If everybody cheated and broke promises, trust in marriage would disappear completely. Promises and commitments would lose their meaning because nobody would expect loyalty anymore. Because this creates contradiction and destroy trust. Kant would say adultery is morally wrong under the first formulation. Logical contradiction analysis. This slide shows the logical contradiction created by adultery. The personal rule here is I will break my marriage vow whenever I desire another relationship. Now imagine everybody follows the same rule. Marriage promises would stop being trustworthy and institution of marriage itself would become unstable. This contradiction shows why Kant believed adultery cannot become a universal moral law. Now formulation 2, humanity as an end. This slide focuses on second formulation, which is the formula of humanity. Kant believed we should never treat people only as tools for our own benefit. Instead, every person should be treated with dignity, honesty, and respect. In adultery, the cheating partner has the truth while continuing to enjoy the benefits of the relationship. The spouse is being deceived and denied the ability to make informed decisions. Because of this deception, the spouse is treated as a means to an end instead of as a respected human being. For this reason, adultery fails the second formulation. The wrong of deception for this slide 10. This slide explains why deception is morally wrong in Kant's ethics. A cheating partner uses deception to keep control of the relationship while hiding the truth. This removes the spouse's autonomy and freedom to make choices based on honest information. Kant believed honesty is necessary because people deserve respect as rational human beings. This is why deception plays a major role in why adultery is morally wrong. Now, for slide 11, the formulation 3, and kingdom of ends. This slide explains the third formulation, which is the kingdom of ends. Kant asks us to imagine a perfect moral society where everyone respects each other and follow fair moral laws. In this kind of society, people act honestly and responsibly. Now imagine a society where adultery and deception are accepted. Trust between people would slowly disappear and relationship would become unstable because adultery weakens trust and respect. It will not be accepted in Kant's ideal moral community. Now for slide 12, summary moral verdict. This slide summarizes the final moral verdict. Under the universal law formulation, adultery fails because universal cheating will destroy trust and promises. Under the formula of humanity, adultery fails because it uses deception and disrespects the dignity of the spouse. Under the kingdom of ends formulation, adultery fails because a moral society depends on honesty and mutual respect. So all three formulations leads to the same conclusion that adultery is morally wrong. So slide 13, the reference and further reading. These are the reference and academic material used in this presentation. The sources include course reading and material related to Kantian ethics and deontology. This reference helps support the explanation and analysis throughout this presentation. The slide 14 include the image sources. It contains the image sources used in this presentation. The images were included to support the visual understanding of the concept discussed. Thank you very much for listening.